Hello guys. Somebody is just passing through. Welcome to my channel. To those who doesn't know me yet, I am Kathleen Caparoso. I'm 63 years old. I live here in Edinburgh, Scotland for the last 17 years with my entire family. I have been a nurse for 41 years, trained to care for the sick, and your aim is to promote and restore their well-being, your patients' well-being. It's a very challenging kind of profession, but it is a very rewarding one. I graduated in the Philippines in 1980, a 5-year course of BSN, Bachelor of Science in Nursing. And shout out to all of my classmates, MCU 1980 graduates. Hello everyone, shout out sa inyo lahat. So the BSN was which involved adult pediatrics, OB/GYN, maternity, and psychiatry. Post-graduation, I worked in the Philippines for 2 years before moving to Saudi Arabia. In Saudi Arabia, I worked initially as a staff nurse in a pediatric ward for 6 months, then got promoted to head nurse and supervisor. I organized a newly built 4,000-bed tertiary hospital under the Ministry of Health in Abha, Saudi Arabia, with an 80-bed capacity in pediatric, medical, surgical, and intensive and pediatric ICU. Moving to a foreign country came with so many challenges and difficulties, especially living such a strict environment at that time when I went there. But with the time, I adapted to it. I earned the trust of my bosses and become someone that leads the team with great motivation and work ethics. They built a hospital, a modern hospital, and I built a lovely family. To think it was funny how I spent 20 years, just imagine, in Saudi Arabia, a country I've grown to love and appreciate. In January of 2004, 17 years ago, I came to Edinburgh, Scotland to work as a nurse. It is a direct recruitment, a direct hire, just because of a consultant orthopedic from Saudi Arabia invited me and my friends to go to UK, which is here in Scotland. So I work here as a carer initially, because before obtaining a nursing license here, I need to complete the adaptation training. This involved 6 months of being a carer with a minimum pay of £5 an hour at that time. At present, it's already £8.91 per hour as a carer. And after completion, we can then fully work as nurses. I work in one of the largest hospitals here in Edinburgh, which is the NHS, the National Health Service, ranging from medical to surgical. Having some understanding from working in both the Philippines and the UK, here are some of the key points I've gathered as a comparison. So comparing the Philippines as a nurse in Edinburgh as a nurse. So in Philippines, we work 3 shifts a week, which is 7 to 3, 3 to 11, and 11 to 7 shift. While here in Edinburgh, UK, you work 7:30 till 8 in the morning, and you finish at 8 p.m. and then 8:30 at night until 8 in the morning. So it's like a 12 hours shift. The days off within Edinburgh is 3 to 4 days off per week, while in the Philippines it's only one day off a week. So regarding the patient allocation, patient allocation in the Philippines is like 30 to 35 patients during your shift. But here in UK, during daytime, you can have 6 patients during your shift, and during the night time, 10 to 12 patients in a ward setting. With regards to companions is allowed to help patient with the personal care in the Philippines. So like relatives can come and stay with the patient. While here in Edinburgh, visitors are allowed, but personal care are carried out by the nursing team. So to stay in the hospital or on the ward setting is not allowed at all. Now with regards to pay, in the Philippines, the pay is really low, but there is a really heavy workload. And in UK, pay is better, and you have the ability to earn extra by working overtime or doing bank shifts. With a professional growth in the Philippines, they don't offer seminars or training for the staff, not unless you pay for your own training on your own time. While here in Edinburgh, there is a continuous, or in UK, continuous professional education are often offered, and training is a must, like e-learnings. With regards to pension, if you work in a government in the Philippines, when you retire, you'll get a pension at GSIS, which is a government pension. But if you are in a private, if you work in a private hospital or private clinic, you will get a pension of, they call it as SSS, which is Social Security System. In here in Edinburgh, in UK, superannuation pension scheme. There's a superannuation pension scheme, and also there's a state pension in your retirement. Because I was an old scheme when I came around here, so I can, the old scheme can retire at the age of 55 and over. And for the new scheme, so you can retire at 65, I think, but you also get a state pension on your retirement. At present, I'm already retired because I got some medical problem with my hips, but I still work as a bank staff in the nursing home and also in the hospital on my own time, on my own date, and I only work night shift at the moment because I was seen by the occupational health, and they recommend me to just work at night shift. So you can always work here in Scotland as long as able to do your job. There was no age limit. Even you're 80 years old, as long as you are strong and able to work with your job, then go on. So it's nice, isn't it? Diba? Like me, I'm just like working as a nurse. I love my job. I love being a nurse, and I love working with patients. So I have to tell you again another kind of topic. This is a gathered information from the nurses who recently came to UK, Scotland. Moving on. So moving on is my topic now is about the Filipino nurses who would like to work in UK. Here are the requirements for nurses. Number 1, you should be a Bachelor of Science in Nursing. Number 2, obviously a valid PRC license. Number 3, there should be a minimum of 1 year experience or depending on the employer needs. Number 4, you have to take IELTS with a score of 7 in all categories with minimum of 6.5 in writing. Number 5, take the CBT, which is a computer-based training exam. It is an assessment of applicants' nursing and medical knowledge. It was a multiple choice of 120 questions, and to book an appointment, you have to create an account in NMC. So you have to log in your personal information, then wait an email. If you are eligible, they will send you an authorization to take exam. Then put the venue where you will take and make a payment of £130. I have spoken to one of the staff who was from Saudi Arabia. She applied in Riyadh and doing the IELTS plus the CBT. She has a direct hire in a nursing home. So she had told me that there's already an examination venue in Riyadh and also an IELTS venue. So those who are interested to come, then you can do it like that. And then number 6, from the venue, you have to provide 2 valid IDs. You should be on time for the exam because the exam was 4 hours, but you can end it if you finished. The passing rate was 60%, but they will not tell you the score. You will receive email whether you pass or fail. Number 8, the hospital who hired you will apply your certificate of sponsorship to home office. Number 9, you have to go to NMC online and apply for license by submitting passport, birth certificate, marriage certificate if married, gap working experience if there was a gap, transcript of records, and CV or resume. And then you have to upload all the tests. So like the IELTS, CBT, the summary of related nursing experience, board certificate, NBI clearance if you work in Saudi. You will also need to provide police clearance and employer references. So when you arrive in UK number 10, the hospital will give you weeks of study to review for next tests called OSCE, Objective Structured Clinical Examination. This is a basic clinical new application after the minimum of 6 months time. So good luck. Number 11, but if you still failed, which is quite rare, you will be sent back home on your own expense. So now, why work in UK like me? UK is the 5th largest economy in the world, number 5 largest economy in the world. The youth economy in Europe alone is the second largest, just after Germany. So that means Germany is the number one and number two is UK. The currency is British pounds. 1 pound is equivalent to sometimes 67 pesos and sometimes it's just 66.50 at the moment. Number two is there were 4 weather seasons, which is the winter, spring, summer, and autumn. In Scotland, you can have 4 seasons in a day. It will be sunny, then it will be raining, then cold and windy, and if you're lucky, it might even snow. Number 3, large Filipino community. Around 200,000 Filipinos currently living in UK. The majority resides in London. Number 4, Filipinos can acquire citizenship after living and working for 6 years with option to bring their own family. Number 5, there are free tuition fees in schools, primary schools, high schools, and university in Scotland alone. Number 6 is there are a free healthcare in Scotland as well. Number 7, you have got more free time from work wherein you can travel or spend doing your hobbies or doing extra shifts to earn more money. So I think if you're interested to come, it's very rewarding and it's really worth it. So in my opinion, it's really nice to come here for the change of your life. That's all, guys. If you have questions, just comment below and please like and subscribe. Thank you so much. Bye now. See you on the next video. Thank you.